Hello. Hi, Mom. If you all are here, please say hello. Hi, Patricia. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all for following me to a new time slot at 10 a.m. I am so happy to be back with you. For those watching on Facebook, this is The Faithful Stamper. And if you are watching on my YouTube channel, which is Faithfully Stampin' with Jennifer Helm, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to those watching live and to those watching the replay as well. I know it's been a while since we've been together. Life has been crazy, so I've decided to move to a new time slot, which I know won't work for everyone, but I'm thankful for all of you who are here with me today and those who are catching the replay later. Hopefully my technology is going to work. It looks a little glitchy right now. So I'm going to start with my housekeeping. Even though we've changed time slots, we are not changing the format of things. So I have some prizes to announce from the last time we were together. And so I don't even remember exactly what the theme of the last video was. It's been that long. But this card is going to Judy Fortin for commenting on the last video. And then this is going to Sonia De Silva, and I apologize, Sonia, if I've mispronounced your name, but I need you to private message me your address because I don't have it and I want to get this in the mail to you. So thank you, ladies, for commenting and sharing on the video. And there will be 2 prizes drawn from this video, so make sure you comment and share. And the best way I can tell you to do it is to share the video and then comment that you shared the video, and that way you're in the drawing for both. So thank you so much. We're doing something a little bit different today. So we have our beautiful new annual catalog. If you did not get one of these from me and you would like one, please let me know and I'll be happy to get one in the mail to you, or if you live local, I can see about getting it to you. But we have some beautiful new colors. A lot of them are featured here on the cover. Some of the colors aren't new. They've been around in the past, but they're now currently in the line. So we're going to talk about some colors and do some color comparison. I've done this before when we've had new colors brought out, and I had a request that I do it this time. So we're going to do that. And don't be put off by just the color comparison. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I have sample cards to show you. So the first color we're going to talk about is Azure Afternoon. I'm always worried I'm going to mispronounce that, so I think I've got it right. This is a beautiful new blue color that has joined the line. This is one of the brand new ones. So I'm just going to show you how it compares to some of the colors we still have or some of them that we've had before. So this is Pacific Point. This one just retired. So you can see the Azure Afternoon is lighter and a little less, I guess, teal or turquoisey blue. We also have Tahitian Tide. This one is one of the in colors that is currently in the catalog. That is one of our in colors that came out last year. Then we have Balmy Blue. These two I feel could go together. They're a little closer as terms of the color family, I think. Kind of the same hue. Haven't played a lot with this combination yet. And then Bermuda Bay just retired, and you can see what a difference this is. This is definitely more green and teal as opposed to the Azure Afternoon. It's more, I guess, of a cool blue, maybe some cool undertones in there. I'm definitely not the expert, but I just wanted you to see the different shades and how they compare there. Okay, so that's our first color. These are not in alphabetical order, but some of them will be. All right, so Bubble Bath is our next one. This one I really like a lot. It definitely fills a gap, and maybe somebody can comment and let me know if you can still see me because my laptop is definitely hung up. But the Bubble Bath has, I guess it's more of a purpley undertone or more of a blue undertone. I can't remember exactly what I heard about it when they brought this out, but you'll definitely be able to see here in a minute. Blushing Bride just retired, and this definitely has more of a salmon undertone, I think. Sometimes the Blushing Bride ink even came out a little brown colored. So this is definitely more of a pink with a blue undertone to it. I really like it. It's fun for girl cards or baby cards, even pretty florals. So I'm happy to have that color in the line. And then I brought out Petal Pink as well. And this is definitely another one that's along the lines of those salmon colors. Petal Pink stayed in the line. It definitely coordinates. I use it a lot with Calypso Coral. So, but there is our color swatches there. And definitely, we didn't have anything a lot like that, so it's really nice. Okay, next up, yellows. So we have Lemon Lolly. This is fun. Look, it matches my shirt. I didn't even realize that. I've got Lemon Lolly on today. So it's a nice soft yellow. I'll just start comparing here. So Saffron just retired. This one kind of has more of a buttery yellow to it, I guess. So it's definitely brighter in color. And then compared to Daffodil Delight, it's a softer color. So you can see there, hopefully, I hope my lighting is showing up on all these. Thank you, Mom, I appreciate that. My laptop is still spinning and kind of feels like I'm here by myself. So thank you for chiming in there. And then here's Crushed Curry. And I always find these two very close together when I put them away in my, my paper system. I always have to definitely take a look and eyeball the difference. So again, Lemon Lolly kind of really fills a void that we had, and it's a brighter yellow and softer than our So Saffron, which again retired. So this one, actually, I think there is a ribbon package that is Lemon Lolly and Bubble Bath and our Azure Afternoon, and look how beautiful these look together. I think a lot of these colors are featured in our new balloon. I think it's the Bright and Beautiful. I always want to call it Beautiful Balloon. That's because the stamp set is Beautiful Balloons, but it's our Bright and Beautiful Suite, which is very birthday oriented. All right, so up next, this color you may have seen before, depending on how familiar you are with Stampin' Up! And how long you've been around. This is Berry Burst. I believe this was part of an In Color collection, and several of the colors have come back. So I think 3 of the 5 at least. I'd have to go back and double check. But anyway, Berry Burst. So Melon Mambo is still in our line. You can see this definitely has more purple in it, more fuchsia, I guess, than our Melon Mambo, which is a bright pink. We have Blackberry Bliss. You probably can't see the writing on there, but it's there. These two coordinate nicely, I think. That deep purple. And then Magenta Madness is an In Color that retired a little bit ago. And so you can see this is definitely a deeper purple. Definitely more fuchsia, I think, than our magenta was. But there are those colors. Berry Burst, I kind of was happy to see come back. This is probably, oh, I did have one more. I was thinking, why didn't I pull that out? I did. This is Rich Razzleberry, which just retired. And so these coordinate nicely if you still have any Rich Razzleberry left. But it sort of fills that void. It's just a little bit brighter in shade. So very nice. And again, I think that the Blackberry Bliss could work well with that Berry Burst. Very nice backing there. All right, and I was kind of sad to see Rich Razzleberry retire. That was one of my favorites. So this is another returning color. This is Lemon Lime Twist, nice and bright. So it is similar to our Granny Apple Green. Now, the Granny Apple Green is definitely more green as opposed to kind of the yellow or limey color. And then we also have Parakeet Party, and I find these two are very similar. You can see them. I guess Lemon Lime is a tad more yellow, but these are both bright colors. So we have some nice greens. I didn't pull out all the deeper greens because you can really see the difference there, but definitely wanted to highlight these 3 together. And I think that the Granny Apple Green would work well with a lemon lime twist too if you're into the bright colors. And this would be pretty. I'm thinking if you pulled in that Berry Burst, maybe if you used Granny Apple Green and lemon lime twist and then had a white panel and some colors, definitely bright. So if subtle is your thing, this probably isn't a color combination for you, but would be a fun one if you want something nice and bright. All right, one of my new favorite colors is Pecan Pie. I'm not a super huge fan of actual pecan pie, but I will eat it. But I really was happy about this color ink. Don't know why, it just made me happy. So here it is compared to Soft Suede, which just retired. You can tell the Pecan Pie is definitely a warmer shade, definitely a warmer color than the Soft Suede. And then here it is with Crumb Cake, which is our neutral. One of our lighter neutrals, I think. Very kind of a staple in my crafting, and you can see these two would go together well. But I also wanted you to see the Copper Clay. This is definitely more of that coppery color than the Pecan Pie. We're going to talk about Copper Clay a bit later because that is one of our new in colors. And then here's Early Espresso. This is our deep brown color that we have. And I think these would all go well together. So there is our brown color family. All right, moving right along here. Blueberry Bushel is another one that has returned. I'm pretty sure Berry Burst and Blueberry Bushel and Lemon Lime Twist were all together. I can't remember the other two that were in that same in color set, but I'm pretty sure these three at least were all together. Blueberry Bushel is a very nice bright blue. It's more of a true blue. I'm going to go back here for a second and pull out the Pacific Point, which again just retired. So you can see definitely that deeper blue, sort of more of your primary color, I guess. Here it is with Misty Moonlight, which is another returning color. This one was an in color that came back. Was very excited about this because Misty Moonlight is one of my favorites. Boho Blue, which is another new in color you're going to see here in a little bit with the samples. And I think the Blueberry Bushel and the Boho Blue could go together nicely if you're looking for blues. Also, it goes well with Misty Moonlight. And then, of course, we have Night of Navy, which is our dark blue, our darkest blue shade. And I think that could go together too. Definitely would need some lighter colors on the page to brighten it up so you could see what you're stamping, but very nice. That navy being kind of a basic neutral color tends to coordinate with a lot. So there are our blues. And then the last two colors I kind of pulled together because they are very similar. So Lost Lagoon is a returning color, and so is Pretty Peacock. And Pretty Peacock was one of my favorites, so I love that. I'm a pretty big fan of Lost Lagoon, too. I had some card bases. Every now and again, we sell packs of scored card bases, and I actually have some old ones in Lost Lagoon still lying around, so I'm pulling them back out to use. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for tuning in. So these two colors work beautifully together. The Pretty Peacock is a nice, deep, rich shade, and then the Lost Lagoon is a very nice companion color to that. So it would be good for all sorts of things. It would make a really pretty sympathy card, or even birthday cards, get well cards, all sorts of things you could do with those colors. And then, so let's compare with what we have. Shaded Spruce is still currently in the line. You can see that the Shaded Spruce is definitely more of kind of a deep green color, more of a like a tree green. The Pretty Peacock and the Lost Lagoon each tend to be a little more blue, I think. I am no expert by any means. And then I also wanted you to see it with the Soft Succulent, which just retired. I was kind of sad about that, but you can see these are similar. That Lost Lagoon has a little bit more of a blue tint to it, I think. And then Evening Evergreen. So some of us were sad that Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen didn't stick around because we liked them very much. This was definitely a true dark green. And we still have lots of lovely colors in the catalog, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted you to see the difference in some that went away and some that are coming in. So there are our color comparisons. So as far as the new colors that came in or colors that return, that's all the color comparisons I have, but don't go anywhere yet because I thought, you know, color comparisons are nice, but you guys like to see cards, right? So I put together some cards using the 5 new in colors. So I'm going to run through these real quick for you. So this is Boho Blue, and I made 2 cards in each color. So what I did here, I kept it simple. The stamp set that I used for a majority of these cards, the images are from Calm and Quiet. This is from our new host set. So if you host either in-person demonstration or a Facebook party or catalog party, you can qualify for this with $150 in sales. This is very nice. I really like this one because it's only got the 2 images, but they're really nice to color or stand alone. You're going to see I definitely favored one over the other for these cards, but I really like these. So both the card bases here are Boho Blue. For this, the largest of the squares from the Stylish Shapes dies, which I thought were retiring, but they are not. Apparently, I just can't read. This is Misty Moonlight, and this is Night of Navy. So I just wanted to pull some other colors in for different looks. On this one, I used our new Cane Weave embossing folder. And then here I used one of our 3D Basics, which this was an online exclusive. It's still available, I believe. I'll have to check on those embossing folders, but I used some of the new in color gems on this one, and then these gems were from the Milky Dot assortment, I believe it was called. And then I needed some sympathy cards and some more masculine get well cards, so that's kind of where I went with these themes. And I used the same stamp set on the front, and on the inside I just stamped off on the corner so that I didn't have the whole stamp there. It really depended on what I was doing, how I accented that. And of course I could use the same stamp on the envelope as well, so everything coordinates. So there is our Boho Blue selection. Somebody was laughing. I just have to point this out. I don't know. I guess I'm dating myself, but back when I was younger, there was a lot of Boho Blue and Moody Mauve. Does anybody else remember this combination? Hi, Bonnie. Happy Tuesday. I almost said happy Friday. I'm not used to being on video on Fridays. But give me a like or a love if you remember that combination of that blue and that mauve color. All right, so next up we have Copper Clay, which I really, really want to call Cocoa Clay or Cocoa something or other. I don't know why. So Copper Clay, I'm going to get used to that. So here I use the other image from the set. This is the larger of the 2 images. It's lovely. You can just stamp it all in one color. You can stamp it and color it with blends or blender pens and watercolor pencils, markers, so lots of different things you can do with that. You could even just use a blender pen and pull some of the colors out and color different things here on the card. So this is more of a masculine get well card. Oh, Patricia, I'm glad you like that. I accented it just very simply with some of our brushed embellishments, brushed metallic embellishments, I think they're called. I call these my manly embellishments because they're not real glitzy. But when you want a little something, these work very nicely. They kind of look like brass. And then I think the Get Well Soon is from the Ringed with Nature stamp set. It has some very nice sentiments with it. Some of the Copper Clay ribbon. And then I used Thinking of You on the inside. That Thinking of You is from the Wonderful Thoughts stamp set, which is new. And then here is the other card that I made. This is the Copper copper clay with early espresso for a background, and I want to come back to this one for a minute. I use Cajun Craze as a companion color. I think they work well together. And so this one I just wanted to keep simple. I stamped an early espresso, and these are some of those new In Color gems as well. And here I used more of the whole stamp on the inside. So I find sympathy cards, I always hate making them because you never want to make a card for a sad occasion, but I especially struggle with masculine sympathy cards because sometimes you do need those. And I really think this stamp is a nice, simple way to make a masculine card. All right, so moving along to Moody Mauve. So here is one of the two. And I used some of our Stylish Shapes banners and just cut them in half and put them underneath the stitched square that I used. Here I used the metal plate embossing folder. I'm really liking this one. Even though it's definitely more of the manly look with the metal, I'm finding it a lot of fun to pair with things that are not manly, like the Moody Mauve or flowers. It really works well. And then I even used, since I had an extra piece from needing 3 on the front, I started with 2 and definitely like 3 better. So I used the other half inside and just cut an extra one and trimmed the end off so that I have a little accent inside. And then for the other Moody Mauve color or card, I paired it with Blackberry Bliss. This one came about because I was looking for, Bonnie, that's a fun embossing folder. I love it. I was looking for a color to coordinate with this. I didn't want to do another white combination. And I thought Blackberry Bliss, that's a tongue twister for me all the time, would go nicely. And I just happened to have this panel here that actually had the cutout in it already. So I just trimmed it down to fit the card front, positioned my white behind it, and I stamped in Pebbled Path, which you're going to see here in a minute, for my image, and then added the banner from the Stylish Shapes. And these are some more of those in color gems. I really like those because it's just, they coordinate nicely with the in colors, but they can also coordinate with other colors, I think. Like this Moody Mauve, the gems look a little bit brighter to me than the kind of dusty look of the cardstock, but I like how that pops. And so there is this card. So lots of fun color combinations you can do. All right, moving right along. So the next one is Pebbled Path. I really like this one. It's a very pretty gray color. And just to me, Pebbled Path sounds like fun, right? So this one I kept very simple with the design. I did use some of the Pebbled Path in color gems. Did not have the ribbon. My ribbon hasn't gotten here yet. I'm waiting on an order. So I dug out an old, it looks kind of silver, but I think it was actually gray ribbon, just for a little bit of accent. So nice and simple here. And then I had a little bit of fun with the other card that I made in the Pebbled Path. I decided to pull out the spotlight technique, and I'm not sure I've actually done it this way before. So I have my Pebbled Path base, and I brought in Boho Blue, so those are 2 of the in colors. Then I stamped my panel in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and then I cut out the stitched circle with my dies and my cut and emboss machine. I stamped on the front in Boho Blue, and then I took my Stampin' Blends and colored it in to kind of spotlight the chair here on the pier. So I used Pecan Pie and Smoky Slate. I think the cup was Daffodil Delight, Crumb Cake for my rocks, and Old Olive for the trees and the greenery here. So I just thought that was really nice. It definitely pulls that colors out. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I really, this was probably one of my favorites that I did, and I know I'm going to save this for something towards the end of the summer. I need to send a thank you for something, and I think I'm going to hold on to this one and send it along because it's going to be rather appropriate for what I'm thinking. And then I just kept it simple with the image on the inside. And a lot of the images, or a lot of the envelopes either have the full stamp here, or I just stamped the top of the greenery. All right, so coming up on our last in color, this one makes me laugh because it is Wild Wheat. In demonstrator groups that I am part of, this is our least favorite color. I've heard lots of things, some not so nice, said about this Wild Wheat color. And it's growing on me. It's taken a little bit. It's definitely an interesting shade, but I feel you have to pull it together with the right color. One of the first things that my friends shared with me is add gold to it. It really helps when you add it with gold. And so I pulled in some gold ribbon on this card, and I paired the Wild Wheat card base with Shaded Spruce. So I used that smaller stamp. These are some of those milky dots. And I was thinking kind of more retirement card for this one. I never have enough of those. So it says congratulations on the front. I added the ribbon and the bow I had laying around, so I'm glad to finally have that attached to a card and not just laying on my table. Kept the inside very simple, so I can write whatever message I want. And I like this card. I like the green with it, but it wasn't quite setting with me 100%. And so I was thinking for the second card, what do I want to do? I didn't really want to just do white and Wild Wheat. And for whatever reason, this next color popped into my head, and I think I have a winner. This is Pretty Peacock with the Wild Wheat. And to me, this just says wow, especially when you pull in that gold ribbon. I embossed here with the quatrefoil embossing folder and added some of the gold pearls from our, I believe it's the metallic pearls embellishments that we have. And I really like this color combination, more so than the Shaded Spruce. I mean, that works, but I'm really happy with this. And I don't have it to show you right now, but we have the Cheerful Daisies suite and designer series paper, and that has some of these colors. I think it's got a lot of Pretty Peacock in it, and I'm anxious to get that and then pair these two colors with it and see what I think. And this Wild Wheat, also if you use it in smaller amounts, it is sort of less in your face, I guess. This is one of the cards we're going to be making at my upcoming Make and Take, which is probably going to end up sort of being a catalog kickoff or showcase. But we're going to use Wild Wheat here, and it looks a lot less kind of interesting when you use a smaller panel and you emboss it. This is that cane weave embossing folder, and so I really like it in this card as well. So I really think that color is going to grow on you. Sometimes the colors I think I'm going to like the least end up being my favorite by the time they retire. I'm not sure this one's going to be my favorite, but it's definitely growing on me a little bit. So just wanted to share that. All right, so 2 of these cards will be up for grabs. They'll be announced next Tuesday on the next Tuesday at 10 video. I've been collecting some ideas that we're going to make for our cards, so I hope you will tune back in and check those out. If you have any questions about any of the new products, or again, you need a new catalog, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you. And I think that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me while I had to take some time off. Life has just been crazy, especially having a senior in high school, and everything seems to be on Friday nights. So, Patricia, let's see here. Let me find my colors. I'm not sure they'll be quite right together. Let's see, there's that Azure Afternoon. And here's the boho. They could work. It might depend on what else you want to stamp with it, or if you have DSP. I think that could work though. That's a good color combination. Good idea. All right, but again, thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you not abandoning ship, because I know it's been tough. I've not been happy not doing the videos, but I am very happy to be back. I was very excited this morning to get going and to go live. So thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to comment and share, and you'll win one of these cards that you just saw next week. All right, thank you everybody. Hope you have a great day. Take care and happy crafting.